Hello, and welcome back to Serendipity Intended. My name is Tracy Ann, and today is the next day in our Junk Journal July 2025 challenge. The prompt for today is Art Deco. But before we jump into that, I have something I wanted to share with you. I've got this set of stamps from Stampers Anonymous, and I just was so excited to remember that I had it because it has this word serendipity. So I made sort of like a little label for the back of my book just by stamping serendipity and then adding the word intended below. And I thought it was kind of fun and just wanted to share that with you. So with that out of the way, let's find the page for our Art Deco prompt. I have to admit this one was a little bit troubling because Art Deco is not the vibe that I was going for in this journal, but I came up with something that I think meets the spirit of the challenge and also fits with my theme. Now, I know neither of these things are really Art Deco, but these were really my starting pieces, and then I remembered I had these Art Deco stickers. So I looked through a few of those to see what might work, and I found these, and the colors really were perfect. So I decided that I would use those as borders. And even though they are Art Deco, they also feel a little 50s retro modern to me. So I decided that they would work. So use a little bit of notebook paper to tie in with the notebook paper pre-printed on the facing page, and also to kind of blank out the background. And then I can go ahead and place my pieces. Now, kind of unusual for me, I'm going to go ahead and glue down the dog and the word art there right away because they are where they need to be, and I'm definitely not putting anything underneath of it. Now, I know this dog does not look very summery, but he really makes me laugh and makes me happy, and so I decided he needed to be in my summery July journal. Have you reached a prompt yet that you have been a little stumped by? This one had me a little challenged. Art Deco is definitely not my vibe, and I wasn't sure that I even had anything in my stash that was Art Deco. And then I remembered this Christmas present from this past year. One of the things that I decided to do with this challenge was to play with a style that isn't one I normally use, sort of a pop art meets boho girl vibe, and I've had a lot of fun stretching myself. I'm curious whether you have done something similar with this challenge or with others that you've done in the past. I'd love to hear about that. If you have, let me know about what in the comments. Ordinarily, I would have just left that raw edge there and been fine with it. But I decided for this particular layout, I'm going to use a strategy or a technique that I often use, and it's really easier to do that if you have clean edges. What I like to do with an image is to put it onto a page and then extend the image beyond itself onto my page. So you can see here this sort of record round shape that is on the image. I'm using my colored pencils to extend that color from the image itself onto the background page. I'm trying to follow the curves of the image so that I give the illusion that it extends beyond what I've glued on there. I think this is a really great way to connect something that you've added to the page with the page itself. It's also kind of a fun drawing challenge for those of us who are not super skilled at drawing, because we don't have to draw the entire thing. We just have to extend something that's already there. So after I extended the record a little bit, I also completed the needle of the record, and then also some of the background shapes, like this big orange circle that was there. The orange pencil I had originally used wasn't quite the right shade of orange, but a little bit of red over top of it brought it to almost exactly the same color. Then you can see there were these weird purple shapes that I also attempted to extend, and they had a kind of a polka dot pattern that I also tried to reproduce. I was having a little bit of difficulty with this because it was going off of the edge, this yellow block, so I put something underneath so that I wouldn't end up drawing on the page below. Once I finished with that, I decided that the stickers seemed a little bit flat. Fortunately, because the surface was pretty matte, I was able to use the colored pencils to go over the shapes and just brighten the colors a little bit and make them pop. I wasn't terribly precious about this. Definitely didn't go over everything. My goal wasn't to make it look perfect, really just to enhance what was already there. I cannot believe we are almost 2/3 of the way through the month. Time has really flown, hasn't it? I think one of the things that I enjoy the most about these challenges is the opportunity to play and to try things that you haven't done before. Going into everything with an attitude of I'm going to experiment, I'm going to see what happens, is really liberating. I was checking to see what was behind it to decide whether or not I felt okay putting a staple through, and I did. And then, just to make my little winter coat friend pop a tiny bit more, a little bit of wash pencil around the outside edge. And that pretty much was it. I really like this technique for making things stand out from the page a little. I also think it adds some dimension. I wanted to make the words come out a little bit more, since they're the message of the page. So I grabbed a pen and I just outlined the letters in some of the words. This is just another small way that you can take something that is pre-made, pre-done, and put your own marks on it and make it your own. I also decided that my record needed some white lines where I had added in the color to make it look more like the pre-printed record. And with that, I was done, except for the label for the prompt. I had a really nice time working on this prompt. If you liked what I did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I thought I was done with this video, and as I was ready to stop the record button, I realized I needed one more thing. Something that had been playing in my head while I was working on this page. So I grabbed my embossing label maker and I added a few more words to go along with the ones that were already on the page. Instead of just saying, "Put the needle on the record," I decided it needed to say, "Put the needle on the record and dance, dance, dance." I think that was just what this page needed to completely finish it off. Anyway, that's it for this page in my Junk Journal July journal. I hope you had a good time. If you did, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and whatever you do, make it a really great day. See you next time. Bye.